Welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today, we'll be going over a Rolex GMT-Master II entirely in white gold. That's the case, the bezel, and even the bracelet, the oyster style bracelet, and a midnight blue dial with the Pepsi style bezel, as you can see here. Alright, so I'll be going over the case, the bezel obviously, the crown, movement, and the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of those as we proceed throughout the video, and I will even give a live demonstration on how to use this GMT-Master II and keep track of 3 different time zones, up to 3 different time zones. If you don't already know, this is a video for you. Alright, so beginning with the case, it's 40 millimeters from finger to thumb. Alright, entirely in white gold with that monoblock middle case, nice beveled edges, as you would expect from Rolex, with the screw down case back and the winding crown to ensure up to 100 meters of water resistance or 330 feet. Again, this is all in 18 karat white gold, and it also has a scratch resistant sapphire crystal rather, with a cyclops lens directly over the date, as you can see, just as that minute hand is starting to encroach upon it, so you can still see it very easily under the magnification. Alright, the bezel. Alright, this bezel is quite special. It is known as a Pepsi style bezel, and the way that this works is that it is a 24-hour marker, essentially, that can be bidirectionally rotated. Alright, and the way that this works is that all of the red area, the portion at the bottom, is actually denoting daytime, and the blue area, or what is commonly known as the darker portion, if you were to have, say, the blue and black, the Batman or Batgirl version of this sort of GMT-Master II, it would show a blue sky versus a midnight black. This is a daytime versus nighttime, red versus blue. All right, and this is also known as a Pepsi style bezel. All right, it has a very nice knurling to it, so you have a very, very good grip. Not that you really need exceptional grip, but it's there for precise movements, and it moves very precisely. And note that while the marker moves in half-hour increments, seemingly, those are actually each hour, because this is a 24-hour bezel with a 12-hour dial. Keep that in mind. All right, as we move in closer to the dial, we have a midnight blue, which is actually very gorgeous. It doesn't have a sunray effect, but a very flat effect. But, you know, don't let that discourage you, because with that midnight blue, we actually get really, really excellent luminosity. And if I turn out the lights here, right, you can see that the chromolite display applications on all of the hour markers gives it very distinctive readability. The GMT hand actually is a triangle that follows within those hour marks, so it's quite easy to spot as it's an equilateral triangle, you know, equal on all sides, versus the 12 o'clock, which is more of an isosceles, not necessarily equilateral, because, well, not all sides are the same size. And yes, you can call me a nerd, sure, that's fine. The hour marker is obviously the Mercedes type of hand, which is a very common mainstay of this sort of watch within this this level, actually, of Rolex watches. You know, along the lines of the Yachtmasters, Yachtmaster IIs, even the Submariners and Deep Seas, and Explorer IIs as well. So you can be sure that this is certainly a familiar sight if you are familiar with Rolex watches, right? And turning the lights on, keep in mind that, you know, that glow-in-the-dark display shines very, very brightly against that midnight blue. So, you know, in very dark situations, say you're in a flight, you just shine, you know, a bit of light on it and it glows for quite a long time. All right, so now we're on to the functions, the basic functions, actually, using the crown. Now, this is where I will also demonstrate how to set up 3 different time zones. All right, so unwinding it to the very first position allows you to wind the watch. All right, rather simple. The second position allows you to change the hour without changing the pace of the second hand, minute hand, or the GMT hand, and by extension it allows you to change the date as well. So if you are traveling through different time zones, it's very easy to just simply move the hour hand back if you are using the hour and minute hands to keep track of local time. All right, so keep that in mind. Pull the crown all the way out to the final position. It hacks the seconds, so it actually stops at seconds hand, as you can see right there just underneath that cyclops. All right, and you can then set the time precisely. Now, not only can you set the time with the minute hand precisely, you are also moving the GMT hand and the hour hand. So it's actually recommended that you set the minute hand first before doing anything. All right, and okay, so for me right now, it's almost 11:30 p.m. Yes, 11:30 p.m. I am actually inside an office at 11:30 p.m. No laughing. All right, so if I were to set this large hand, the GMT hand, let's set it to GMT. It's currently 7:28 a.m. GMT, so I just need to set it to 7:20 a.m. And note that the way that this works is that the GMT hand points to wherever it is on the bezel, whichever location on the bezel must actually correspond with the GMT hand. All right, so 7:20 a.m. or actually, let's say 7:30 a.m. All right, and now I can then set my local time, which is that it is 11:30 p.m. because if I were to advance it one more, I've gone past midnight, so I can actually move back. All right, 11 p.m. All right, so I have GMT and I have Pacific Standard Time, but how do I set a third time zone? Well, let's grab a random time zone. Let's say Japan. All right, now keep in mind that this bezel is rotatable, remember? So we can now set it to 4:16, or rather 4:30 p.m. according to Japan time. So we can set it to 16, between 16 and 17 hours. All right, and now we have essentially a third time zone. All right, and now the way that this works is that you can't see 3 time zones all at the same time, but if you keep in mind that the GMT requires that the 24-hour mark, this large triangle, always is at the top, then you can very easily reference GMT and then just go back to Japan time. All right, so now there you have it, 3 different time zones. 11:30 p.m., let's say the 6th in Pacific Standard Time. I have 4:30 p.m. in Japan, and GMT time, I have 7:30 a.m. All right, very interesting functions on this watch. And the reason why all of this was actually implemented by Rolex even in the first place was airline pilots needed some way to keep track of multiple time zones. And so Rolex actually worked very closely, I believe, with the Pan American company, one of the larger airlines at the time that, you know, actually helped engineer all of this to work essentially. And part of that is actually the movement. It has been updated, and this is a more recent one. This is the caliber 3285 made by Rolex in-house. Is a perpetual mechanical self-winding with, you guessed it, the GMT function. It is still precise down to plus or minus 2 seconds per day per 24 hours after casing. It has the functions of maintaining the center, hour, minute, and seconds hands, all center mounted with that 24-hour display for the GMT hand, It has that second time zone with independent rapid setting of the hour hand, as I showed, with the instantaneous date setting as well by moving that hour hand, and the stop seconds for precise time setting, as I showed by hacking the seconds hand. All right, the perpetual rotor behind the movement, you can't see it through the case back, but it is a bidirectional self-winding, so that makes this certainly an automatic watch. All right, all you need to do is just wind it from a dead stop, and simply just wearing it and the natural movements of your wrist throughout the day will actually keep this going beyond what is actually known as the approximate 70-hour power reserve. That's if you were to just wind this fully and set it down without actually using it. But as long as you wear it, the natural movements of your wrist will keep that rotor moving, and it will make it so that you essentially go beyond that 70-hour power reserve mark. All right, very, very powerful engineering here indeed. The bracelet keeps us all together with the Oyster style flat 3-piece links entirely in white gold. White gold high polish down the center with brush finishing along the outer links with a high polish along the sides. Right, and you can see how high a polish that is because I'm leaving fingerprints all over this thing. My apologies. All right, and there we go. That's better. All right, and now that leads us down to the clasp. It has that folding safety clasp, which allows you to effectively keep this on your wrist without any danger of accidentally dropping it. All right, so how this works is that it has the safety underneath the crown. Lift that, and then you can open it up from there. And there you go. It also has the Easy Link 5mm extension. This is the closed position, as you can see. All you need to do to open it is just simply lift it out, and there you go. Easy extra 5mm, just in case your wrist happens to swell during the day, you know, depending on your hydration levels. Right? And while we're here, I can actually show how this looks on the wrist. All right, let me place it on my wrist and I'll zoom out for you so you can see it within the general context here. All right, so here it is on my wrist, 40mm in width, or in diameter rather. It does feel rather large. The lug-to-lug distance does sort of take up a little bit of extra real estate on the wrist. My wrist is about 7.5, 7.25 inches in circumference. So I'm getting, well, not much framing when it comes to the bracelet versus the watch face. But, you know, certainly this is one of the essential models, basically. If you are traveling or if you are flying an airplane, perhaps you're a flight attendant or even a pilot, if you happen to be traveling for numerous business meetings going around the world, this is an essential piece of kit because perhaps you're not always using your cell phone to actually track time in other countries or in other time zones. This allows you to do so very effectively. Just set it once, almost flip and forget. All right, so I believe this is an excellent watch for those sorts of people. So enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, as it really helps our channel out. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, be sure to visit us at jazztime.com. Link is in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.